Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Manoj Singh Rana and with me is Ramya with the evening news. The headlines. India-China standoff on line of actual control is still not normal. More needs to be done, says Ministry of External Affairs. India says human rights of people of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China should be respected and guaranteed. Government advises Indian nationals not to get entrapped in fake job offers originating from Laos, Cambodia and Myanmar. New Delhi expresses shock over abduction and killing of members of Indian origin family in California and terms this incident unfortunate. RBI releases a concept note on central bank digital currency to create awareness about digital rupee. Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President JP Nadda to attend the party's State Core Committee meeting in Guwahati to deliberate on making Assam flood-free, among other issues. Ministry of Women and Child Development extends last date of Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar till 31st of October. Nobel Peace Prize awarded to human rights advocate Ales Bialyatsky from Belarus, Russian human rights organization Memorial and Ukrainian human rights organization Center for Civil Liberties. At 36th National Games, Pooja Patel becomes the first athlete to win gold in Yogasan. And in the Women's Asia Cup T20, Pakistan defeats India at Sylhet in Bangladesh. And now the news in detail. The External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Orindam Bagchi has said that the India-China standoff on the line of actual control is still not normal. Briefing the media in New Delhi today, Mr. Bagchi said some positive steps have been taken, but more needs to be done.
पुलिस अधिकारी सक्रिय रूप से इस अपराध की जांच कर रहे हैं और सैन फ्रांसिस्को में हमारा जो दूतावास है वो घटनाक्रम का फॉलो अप तो कर ही रहे हैं, कांटेक्ट में है, फैमिली के साथ भी कांटेक्ट में है और इस संपर्क में हम हैं और जो भी सहायता हम कर सकते हैं हम करते रहेंगे इस तरह से। ये बहुत शॉकिंग इंसिडेंट है और जितना हम कर सकते हैं काउंसिलर साइड से हम करेंगे।
On the human rights of the people of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China, Mr. Bagchi said that they should be respected and guaranteed. He added India remains committed to upholding all human rights and it favours a dialogue to deal with such issues. He expressed hope that relevant parties will address the situation objectively and properly. India has expressed shock over the abduction and killing of members of an Indian origin family in California, USA, and termed this incident unfortunate. Briefing the media in New Delhi today, spokesperson of the External Affairs Ministry, Orindam Bagchi, said the Indian Consulate General is in contact with the family and providing all the assistance.
पुलिस अधिकारी सक्रिय रूप से इस अपराध की जांच कर रहे हैं और सैन फ्रांसिस्को में हमारा जो दूतावास है वो घटनाक्रम का फॉलो अप तो कर ही रहे हैं, कांटेक्ट में है, फैमिली के साथ भी कांटेक्ट में है और इस संपर्क में हम हैं और जो भी सहायता हम कर सकते हैं हम करते रहेंगे इस तरह से। ये बहुत शॉकिंग इंसिडेंट है और जितना हम कर सकते हैं काउंसिलर साइड से हम करेंगे।
On the death of Indian prisoners in Pakistan's custody, Mr. Bagchi has raised the concern. He said the increasing number of deaths of prisoners is alarming and it raises questions about the security and safety mechanism in Pakistan's jails. Mr. Bagchi has again advised the Indian nationals not to get entrapped in fake job offers originating from Laos, Cambodia and Myanmar. He said around 50 people have been rescued so far from Myanmar and efforts are being done to get back the others too. India has objected to the United States of America's ambassador to Pakistan, Donald Bloom's visit to Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. In a media briefing in New Delhi today, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Orindam Bagchi said India's objections to the visit and meetings in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir by the US ambassador have been conveyed to the US side.
India is marching towards the direction of indigenization of defense hardware at a rapid speed under the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. 72 items of defense hardware have been indigenized by the defense public sector undertaking so far. The feat has been achieved before the time frames set to indigenize the items. The government has set a target to indigenize 214 items of defence hardware. According to the Ministry of Defence, the remaining 142 items are being indigenized by the end of this year. The Defence Ministry said the items of defence hardware include a magazine firefighting system for ships, a steering gear system and fin stabilizers with control for frigates, pressurized containers for Akash missiles, a decontamination set and a prism optical instrument for battle tanks. The Defence Ministry had notified 3 positive indigenization lists from December 2021 to August 2022 with an indicative timeline for the indigenization of defence hardware. The first list contains 351 items, the second list has 107 items and the third list has 780 items for indigenization. The objective of indigenization is to promote self-reliance in defence manufacturing and reduce import dependence. In furtherance of traditional Indo-Kenya ties and defence cooperation, Major General F.G. Ahmed, Commandant Kenya Military Academy, visited the Indian Military Academy, Dehradun from the 5th to 7th October 2022, along with a high-level delegation comprising 5 members from Kenya Military Academy. Major General F.G. Ahmed is the first woman to hold the rank of General in the Kenya Armed Forces and the Commandant of Kenya Military Academy. The visiting delegation was shown in detail the training regime being followed at the Indian Military Academy, including aspects of representation from friendly foreign countries. The Kenya delegation appreciated the state-of-the-art training facilities at the Indian Military Academy being utilized for training the gentlemen cadets to face the varied challenges of modern-day warfare.
The Indian Railways has adopted an integrated approach to a green environment and plan to gradually reduce its carbon footprint to become net zero carbon emitter by 2030. The Ministry of Railways in a statement says that the railways will attempt to reduce its carbon footprint primarily by sourcing its energy requirements from the renewable energy source. Other strategies towards net zero emitter include taking a multi-pronged approach to electrification of its routes, shifting from diesel to electric traction, promoting of energy efficiency and constructing dedicated freight corridors. The ministry added that the Government of India, as part of its nationally determined contributions, has set a target of 33% emissions intensity reduction, with the transport sector being one of the key sectors with substantial mitigation potential. It said one of the most vital transportation emissions mitigation strategies agreed to by the Government of India was increasing the share of the Indian Railways in the movement of freight from the existing 36% to 45% by 2030. The RBI today released a concept note on central bank digital currency CBDC to create awareness about the digital rupee. It explains the objectives, choices, benefits and risks of issuing a digital currency in India. The concept note also discusses issues such as technology and design choices, possible uses of the digital rupee, issuance mechanisms and the role of RBI in the introduction of the CBDC. It also examines the implications of the introduction of digital currency in the banking system, monetary policy, financial stability and privacy. According to the release, the RBI will soon commence the launch of the digital rupee on a pilot basis for specific use.
Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has said that the spirit of mutual cooperation is the foundation of success of G20. Addressing the closing ceremony of the 8th Summit of Speakers of G20 Parliament's P20 in Jakarta, Indonesia, Mr. Birla said India believes that global prosperity, economic opportunities and challenges are interlinked subjects. He opined that parliaments of the G20 members countries should collectively contribute to the strengthening of parliamentary and community participation mechanisms in governance, taking into account shared visions and their concerns. Speaking on India's glorious journey of democracy in the last 75 years, the Lok Sabha Speaker said that smooth transfer of power according to people's mandate has been a speciality of our constitution and democracy. He further said that Indian Parliament protects the interests of the citizens of the country and guides in making laws and policies to fulfill the hopes and aspirations of the people. On the strategies to deal with the challenges being faced by the world in the 21st century, he observed that we should all lay emphasis on shared efforts, regular sharing of best practices and dialogue to deal with future challenges. Mr. Birla added that regular dialogue and shared efforts among ourselves should guide our parliaments to innovate within our sovereignty and to tackle and solve challenges. Inviting his counterparts to the 9th summit of the G20 next year, he said India looks forward to welcoming all the representatives of the P20 countries next year. Union Home Minister and senior BJP leader Amit Shah and the party's national president JP Nadda arrived in Guwahati to take part in a host of events. Assam Chief Minister Himant Biswa Sarma, Union Minister Sarbanand Sonowal and other senior party leaders welcomed them at Borjhar Airport in Guwahati. Both leaders will attend the party's State Core Committee meeting this evening. The Core Committee will deliberate on making Assam flood-free, among other issues. Tomorrow, both leaders will inaugurate BJP's new state office at Bashisht Chariali in Guwahati. The state-of-the-art, 6-storied Atal Bihari Vajpayee Bhavan has all the modern amenities, including a conference hall, a meeting hall. They will also interact with veteran party workers at the new office building. Later, they will address a rally of over 45,000 party workers at Khanbara in Guwahati tomorrow. The Home Minister will also attend a conference tomorrow evening in Guwahati on how to prevent drug trafficking in the Northeast. On Sunday, the Union Home Minister will address the Northeast Council session in Guwahati. Mr. Shah will later inaugurate a convention centre and annual SP's conference at Dergaon. Earlier today, the Home Minister reached Sikkim's Gangtok and inaugurated the Eastern and Northeastern Zones Dairy Cooperative Conclave 2022. Addressing Cooperative Dairy Conclave, the Home Minister said the real development of the Northeast began only after Narendra Modi took over the office of Prime Minister in 2014.
The centre has constituted a task force for monitoring cheetah introduction in the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh and other suitable designated areas. The National Tiger Conservation Authority (NTCA) would facilitate the working of the cheetah task force and render all necessary help. The 9-member task force will include Principal Secretaries, Forest and Tourism of Madhya Pradesh and the Inspector General of NTCA New Delhi, Dr. Amit Malik. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change in a statement said the task force will be operational for a period of 2 years. This task force may appoint a subcommittee to regularly visit the cheetah introduction area as and when decided by them. The task force has been constituted to review progress and monitor the health status of the cheetah, upkeep of the quarantine and soft release enclosures, protection status of the entire area and adherence to the defined protocols. It will also monitor the hunting skills and adaptation of cheetahs to the habitat of the Kuno National Park. It will also suggest the development of tourism infrastructure in the fringe areas of the Kuno National Park and other protected areas. Cheetah restoration is part of a prototype, a model for the restoration of original cheetah habitats and their biodiversity. This will help to stem the degradation and rapid loss of biodiversity. The Election Commission of India today issued a notification for a by-election to the Munogor Assembly seat in the Nalgonda district of Telangana. Nominations can be filed from today till the 14th of this month. The polling will be held on the 3rd of next month. The by-election was necessitated following the resignation of Congress MLA Komati Reddy Rajgopal Reddy earlier in August. Meanwhile, the ruling TRS party president K. Chandrasekhar Rao has announced former MLA and party constituency in charge K. Prabhakar Reddy as a TRS party candidate for the Munogor by-election. He announced the decision this morning after taking several aspects into consideration, like survey reports and opinions of local leaders of the constituency. The Election Commission also issued notification for by-polls in Mokama and Gopalganj Assembly constituencies. Polling will be held on the 3rd of November and the counting of votes will take place on the 6th of November. Candidates can file their nomination up to the 14th of October and the scrutiny of the nomination will be done on the next day. Candidature can be withdrawn till the 17th of October. The by-election in Mokama was necessitated following the disqualification of RJD MLA Anant Kumar in July this year by the Bihar Vidhan Sabha following his conviction in a case related to the recovery of arms and ammunition from his residence in Patna. The Haryana State Election Commission today announced the poll schedule for all 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj institution in 10 districts of Bhiwani, Fatehbad, Jhajjar, Jeend, Kaithal, Mahendragarh, Nuh, Panchkula, Panipat and Yamunanagar. The Zilla Parishad and Panchayat Samiti elections will be conducted on October the 30th, while the Panchayat poll will be held on November the 2nd. Polling will be conducted from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. With this, the Model Code of Conduct has come into force in the 10 districts of Haryana going to the polls in the first phase. Announcing polls at Panchkula, State Election Commissioner Dhanpat Singh said that the poll schedule for the remaining 12 districts would be announced later. He said that ballot papers and electronic voting machines, EVMs, he said that the 33,500 EVMs have been supplied to the concerned districts, and a separate EVM shall be used for each post, that is Sarpanch member Panchayat Samiti and member Zilla Parishad. He said that 16,217 ballot boxes have also been supplied to all the districts. The ballot paper shall be used to elect Panch. Filing of nomination papers for the first phase will be done from October the 14th to 19th.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. India-China standoff on line of actual control is still not normal. More needs to be done, says Ministry of External Affairs. India says human rights of people of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China should be respected and guaranteed. Government advises Indian nationals not to get entrapped in fake job offers originating from Laos, Cambodia and Myanmar. New Delhi expresses shock over abduction and killing of members of Indian origin family in California and terms this incident unfortunate. RBI releases a concept note on central bank digital currency to create awareness about digital rupee. Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President JP Nadda to attend the party's State Core Committee meeting in Guwahati to deliberate on making Assam flood-free, among other issues. Ministry of Women and Child Development extends last date of Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar till 31st of October. Nobel Peace Prize awarded to human rights advocate Ales Bialyatsky from Belarus, Russian Human Rights Organization Memorial and Ukrainian Human Rights Organization Center for Civil Liberties. At 36th National Games, Pooja Patel becomes the first athlete to win gold in Yogasan, and in Women's Asia Cup 2020, Pakistan defeats India at Sylhet in Bangladesh. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AI News Alerts.
इलेक्शन कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया और आकाशवाणी का जॉइंट वेंचर
मतदाता जागरूकता
और वोटर्स राइट्स पर
भारत निर्वाचन आयोग का प्रायोजित कार्यक्रम
मतदाता जंक्शन।
तेरा वोट तेरी आवाज
23 भाषाओं में
देश भर में आकाशवाणी नेटवर्क पर 42 FM विविध भारती,
25 FM रेनबो,
4 FM गोल्ड, साथ में प्राइमरी और लोकल रेडियो स्टेशंस पर
7 अक्टूबर से हर शुक्रवार
जुड़िए मतदाता जंक्शन से।
वोट तेरी शान है
आकाशवाणी की ध्वनि तरंगों पर।
मतदाता जंक्शन है मतदाता जंक्शन।
Welcome back. You're listening to the evening news. A national Lok Adalat will be held across the country on the 12th of November this year to dispose of pending cases through settlement. The Consumer Affairs, Food and Public Distribution Ministry said there are about 608,000 consumer cases pending in the country. It said considering the benefits of the Lok Adalat system and mutual settlement between parties, a large number of consumer cases are expected to be disposed of. The Department of Consumer Affairs is reaching out to consumers, companies and organizations through SMS and emails. It has the phone numbers and emails of 3 lakh parties whose cases are pending before the commissions. More than 1,68,000 pending cases have been identified in insurance, over 71,000 in banking, over 33,000 in electricity, more than 2,000 in railways, and more than 1,000 pendency cases have been identified in e-commerce. The mission of the department is to strengthen consumer protection and safety through progressive legislation and provide access to fair and efficient grievance redressal mechanisms. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has invited people to share their ideas and suggestions for his Man Ki Baat program on All India Radio, which will be broadcast on the 30th of this month. It will be the 94th episode of the monthly radio program. The Prime Minister has said people may share their ideas on the topics he should address in the coming episode of Man Ki Baat. People can share their views on the Namo app or MyGov Open Forum. They can also dial the toll-free number 1800-117800 and record their message for the Prime Minister in either Hindi or English. The phone lines will remain open till the 28th October. People can also give a missed call on 1922 and follow the link received via SMS to directly give their suggestions to the Prime Minister.
The Narcotics Control Bureau (NCB) has seized 60 kilograms of drugs in Mumbai. Zonal Director of NCB Mumbai, Amit Khawate, informed that the value of the drug is approximately 120 crore rupees. It has also arrested 6 persons, including the kingpin and his key associates. One of the persons arrested was a pilot with Air India during 2016 to 2018. After preliminary information from Naval Intelligence Unit, Jamnagar, the NCB seized more than 10 kilograms of drugs from Jamnagar and arrested 3 people from Mumbai and 1 from Jamnagar on Monday. During the interrogation, the NCB got the information about major drug linkages and associates operating from Mumbai. Yesterday, the NCB conducted a raid at the fort area in Mumbai and recovered around 50 kilograms of drugs. 2 people were also arrested during this operation. In Uttarkashi, the search operation for the trapped mountaineers has been affected owing to bad weather. Till now, 19 bodies have been recovered, while 10 people are still missing in the avalanche incident. The avalanche hit the mountaineers and trainers on Draupadi Ka Danda Phase 2 mountain on October the 4th. All the schools up to class 12 have been closed today in Uttarakhand due to bad weather.
The Ministry of Women and Child Development has extended the last date of Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar PMRPB by the 31st of October till 5 p.m. Earlier it was the 30th September. The ministry said that the applicants can apply on the National Awards portal www.awards.gov.in. It further said that this is also applicable to those who have already applied on the old PMRPB portal. This year's Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to human rights advocate Ales Bialyatsky from Belarus. The Russian human rights organization Memorial and the Ukrainian human rights organization Center for Civil Liberties. Chairperson of the Norwegian Nobel Committee in Oslo, Berit Reiss-Andersen, announced the name of the winners. We have a report on one of the awardees, Ales Bialyatsky.
Born on September 25, 1962, in Vyacheslav, Russia's Karelia, Bialyatsky was a resident of Belarus at the time of the award. Bialyatsky was one of the initiators of the democratic movement that emerged in Belarus in the mid-1980s. He has devoted his life to promoting democracy and peaceful development in his home country. He founded the organization Vyasna, or the Spring, in 1996. Vyasna evolved into a broad-based human rights organization that documented and protested against the authorities' use of torture against political prisoners. Government authorities have repeatedly sought to silence Ales Bialyatsky. Since 2020, he is still detained without trial. Despite tremendous personal hardship, Mr. Bialyatsky has not yielded an inch in his fight for human rights and democracy in Belarus. Anuja Kumar for AIR News.
At the 36th National Games, Pooja Patel of Gujarat has become the first athlete to win gold in Yogasan. Yogasan is one of the 5 sports to be played at the National Games this year for the first time. This Indian indigenous sport made its debut at the Khelo India University Games earlier this year. In other events today, Maharashtra won gold in the women's diving 1-meter springboard event. In the Women's T20 Asia Cup, India lost to Pakistan by 13 runs at Sylhet in Bangladesh. Earlier, Pakistan won the toss and opted to bat. Pakistan set the target of 138 runs as they scored 137 for 6 wickets in the stipulated 20 overs. In response, India all out on 124 runs in 19.4 overs and lost by 13 runs. Women in blue have 6 points from the 3 matches after winning all their games. They are the only undefeated team in the competition. On the other hand, Pakistan is second in the points table with 2 wins from 3 games.
The Sensex and the Nifty today ended almost flat. Both the indices slipped marginally amid negative global cues. The Sensex closed near 58,200 points, while the Nifty settled near the 17,300 level. The rupee weakened 44 paise against the US dollar. World Smile Day is observed on the first Friday of October every year. World Smile Day was first observed in 1999 by Harvey Ball, an artist. The objective behind observing Smile Day was to dedicate a day in a year to smiles and kind acts. The theme of World Smile Day remains the same every year. Do an act of kindness, help one person, smile. Harvey Ball, a commercial artist from Worcester, Massachusetts, created the smiley face in 1963. The image became the most recognizable symbol of goodwill and good cheer on the planet. Harvey Ball became concerned about the over-commercialization of his symbol, smiley face, and the loss of its original meaning and intent as time passed by. This led to the idea of World Smile Day. Harvey Ball declared the first Friday in October each year as World Smile Day. They intended that one should devote one day each year to smiles and kind acts throughout the world. The first World Smile Day was first held in 1999. After Harvey died in 2001, the Harvey Ball World Smile Foundation was created to honor his name and memory. The foundation continues as the official sponsor of World Smile Day each year.
As heavy rain with thunder lashing Mumbai since afternoon, the Indian Met Department (IMD) issued a yellow alert for the city and the surrounding districts of Thane, Palghar and the Konkan region for the next 2 days. The IMD has forecast thunderstorms accompanied by lightning and light to moderate rains and gusty winds very likely at isolated places for today and tomorrow. The city went under cloud cover and witnessed incessant rainfall from the afternoon, with parts of the city witnessing heavy rains and thunderstorms. Mumbai city, Thane and Kalyan recorded 70 to 100 millimeter rainfall each, whereas Dombivli recorded 121.5 millimeter rainfall and eastern suburbs of Mumbai recorded 40 to 70 millimeter rainfall till 4:30 p.m. since morning.
Now let's have a look at the weather across the country tomorrow. National capital Delhi will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. The minimum temperature will be 21 degrees Celsius and maximum will be around 27. Mumbai will have a thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature will be 26 and the maximum will hover around 30 degrees. Kolkata will have a partly cloudy sky with the possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 34. Chennai will have a thunderstorm with rain. The minimum temperature will be 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32. Srinagar will have a mainly a clear sky. The minimum temperature will be 8 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 28 degrees. Jammu will have a mainly clear sky. The minimum temperature in Jammu will be 18 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 32 degrees Celsius. Muzaffarabad will have a mainly clear sky becoming partly cloudy towards the afternoon or evening. The minimum temperature will be 19 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 34 degrees. Leh and Gilgit will have a mainly clear sky. The temperature in Leh will vary between 1.5 and 16 degrees Celsius. And in Gilgit, the temperature will hover around 9 to 27 degrees Celsius. Hyderabad will have rain or thunder showers would occur towards evening or night. The minimum temperature will be around 20 and the maximum 29 degrees Celsius. Bengaluru will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain and the minimum temperature will be around 19 and the maximum around 27 degrees Celsius. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. India-China standoff on the line of actual control is still not normal. More needs to be done, says Ministry of External Affairs. India says human rights of people of Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China should be respected and guaranteed. Government advises Indian nationals not to get entrapped in fake job offers originating from Laos, Cambodia and Myanmar. New Delhi expresses shock over abduction and killing of members of Indian origin family in California and terms the incident unfortunate. RBI releases a concept note on central bank digital currency to create awareness about digital rupee. Union Home Minister Amit Shah and BJP President JP Nadda to attend the party's State Core Committee meeting in Guwahati to deliberate on making Assam flood-free, among other issues. Ministry of Women and Child Development extends last date of Pradhan Mantri Rashtriya Bal Puraskar till 31st of October. Nobel Peace Prize awarded to human rights advocate Ales Bialyatsky from Belarus Russian human rights organization Memorial and Ukrainian human rights organization Center for Civil Liberties. At 36th National Games, Pooja Patel becomes the first athlete to win gold in Yogasan. And in Women's Asia Cup T20, Pakistan defeats India at Sylhet in Bangladesh. And with that, we end the evening news. Good night.